So this is just a few minutes of how to run CubicSDR, which is what I run on my MacBook Air 1, the small 11-inch. I think it's 11. Yeah, and just some how to see different areas, and you can see there's also a up note that I did that has some descriptions in there too. So here I am expanding and contracting the frequency by double touching the pad with two fingers and then dragging up and down, and then I'm changing the bandwidth. And you can do that by either dragging the window open and closed or changing that where it says 500,000 at the top. And now I did a lock or unlock, I'm not sure, but basically you can see the Z-Wave at 908.42, and you can see how fast the waterfall is going there. If you touch beside the waterfall on the right hand side, you can drag that up and down to slow it down, and if you drag it right down to the bottom, it's basically stalls right to nothing, and is a good way to look at the screen. There you can see it's clipping along pretty good, and that's a peak toggle up where it says the P there is lit up now, and you can see the waveform, and you can see the dBs over on the left hand side of that window, just beside where it says search, and in there you can see the dBs of where the max setting is. Here I guess we're trying to save the recording. All it does is record the to a WAV file, so it doesn't really help a lot that I can see. So here we're showing the waterfall again and doing an action on the Z-Wave, such as a lock or unlock. And I'm going to be showing, so yeah, we're just carrying along here and back to the waveform, and yeah, I'm dragging it down, which slows the waterfall down. Again, I do a lock, and you can see how slow now that it's dropping down. What I should say too is where you see red in the little horizontal stripes is where the amplitude is high, and then it weakens out to yellow and then to green. So that's how you can tell the amplitude is the color. How fat the stripe is there. That first one is pretty wide, and so is the second one, but the ones beyond that are thin. And that's basically just a timeline. So it's how much time it was doing that RF or radio across there. Double click on the bookmark to show that you can go to 98.6. Now up where it says under the waveform that's flashing around there, top right, you see a 908.420.000 to the left of that 200,000, and that is the frequency that you're working on. So that's this the white line in the waterfall. And then the 200,000 is the width, the bandwidth, either side. So that's what's showing up in the waveform itself, up in the top right there. And then to the right of that, it says center frequency. So that basically is what's in the middle of the screen. And 908.420, I don't know, it's not maybe right now the middle of the screen, but somehow I think you press C or something to show that, to move that, whatever's, that current one, we're dragging it around here. And you can see that wave, they go to 908.420.040 in the top right, at 90.1 and 106.5 for One Sound Radio, and they show up here and you could hear them. Let's see here, we're carrying along, it's rolling down. You can see where the waterfall is coming down, and dragging it up and down slows it down. You can drag it right to the bottom and basically halt it, which is handy for looking at a waveform if you want to all of a sudden stop it. And here you can press space, and then you can actually type in what frequency. So there's 106.5. 106. I put 106.9, but that's dragged over to the left. So you can see that it's really. Oh, sorry. The 106.5 actually is to the left of the center where we punched in. So that's the actual radio station, 106.5. And you can see the little bits of red in there, and the yellow and the green, as the waveform right in the middle is strong, and then it weakens out to the frequencies beside the main frequency. And there I've slowed it down. I'm going to go to 908.42, which is a Z wave. And I think Insteon and Yolink are around the 915 megahertz, but I'll have to see that more accurately. Here you can show that you can go to different frequencies, and that's what shows in that left section that I was just touching there. You can see up in the top left, right beside where it says tuner, that the FM is picked there. And that's how we can listen to the radio station, by picking that. I've turned the volume up, listening to the radio, but obviously we can't hear that.